Hello, church. Pastor Tim here with you from the confines of my home office. I'd like to share a few words with you as we approach the end of this first week in November. Now, those of you who are familiar with the geography of Israel, or those of you who know your Bible, know that Israel has two seas. Up north is the Sea of Galilee. The Jordan River flows into the Sea of Galilee, and its waters are clear and fresh. It's teeming with life. Jesus spent most of his time here on earth around this sea, as did most of his disciples, and that area is filled with beauty and living things. Conversely, as you travel south near the bottom of Israel, you come to a sea that, appropriately named, is the Dead Sea. It's the lowest body of water in the world. There's no fish or any kind of life that can survive there. The only thing that can survive are a few microbes. And that's because the water is 5 times as salty as the ocean, any ocean. It's so salty that the human body floats on the surface. It can't support any life. I once heard a preacher say that the difference between those two bodies of water is the same as the difference we see in people. The Sea of Galilee never keeps the water it receives. What flows in also flows out. The receiving and the giving go on in equal measure. But every drop the Dead Sea receives remains within its borders. There is no outlet, and consequently there is no life. I'm sharing those words with you this week because we are in the midst of what we call our stewardship time here in the church. In November, we begin to think about what we've received and from God's hand what we'd like to give from our own hand. And we'll be having Stewardship Sunday on November 21st, where we'll invite people to bring or mail their estimate of giving forms here to the church. In a few days, you'll be receiving a piece of mail at your own home that talks about this year's stewardship campaign. But the most important thing in my mind is that we, as God's people, sit down and take stock of exactly what we've received from God. And then, in prayerful consideration, what we want to pass along and give so that there might be life. I just want to tell you on a personal note that Pauline and I, even though I'll be retiring at the end of January in 2022, fully intend to give our tithes and offerings to the North Hills Community Baptist Church in this coming year. And I would encourage you to do the same. God's used the gifts we have in this body. Incredible gifts and talents from the people in this church, material blessings that we've shared in abundance through the years, and hope to continue to do so in the years to come. May God bless you, and hope to see you Sunday.